Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Another full day of fun and frivolity to make the apocalypse fun. Gosh, we got some news on how well Bud Light is doing now. They're doing really well. Things continue to go great for Anheuser-Busch. Now, they're trying to say, oh, well, that's just 1% of our sales. Is it? It's the best-selling beer in America. Is that really 1%?
Well,
okay.
Was the best-selling.
Yeah. In America. We'll get into that. Also, Chick-fil-A getting into the ESG nonsense. Tell you about that. That's really disappointing. Clayton Kershaw, who's a big-time outspoken Christian, has spoken out about the Dodgers inviting the anti-Christian, anti-Catholic group, the drag queens, who, what are they, drag nuns or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeez. Just so bizarre. And why? I mean, why?
To celebrate.
To celebrate.
What is that? Why is that such a big surprise?
There it is. There it is.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you.
The master of excusing behavior. No, that's good. That's good. To celebrate. They're just celebrating. What's wrong with celebrations? You got something against celebration?
I would like to point out that what is it? The Sisters of Perpetual...
Yeah. Sisters of Perpetual
Indulgence.
Yes,
is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
That what they are doing is violating Los Angeles Dodgers. What is acceptable behavior? And mocking religion.
Right.
Among the Dodgers organization.
Right.
So if you were a Dodgers employee doing what they do, you would be fired. That'd be grounds for firing you. But they're instead bringing it out there and celebrating it on June 16th when the Giants from San Francisco are in town. How appropriate is that? But, you got Clayton Kershaw and a couple other pitchers, There's the guy for the Washington Nationals, Trevor Williams. Mm-hmm. And there's another Dodgers pitcher. Who's the other? So there's several right now. And then... that
are speaking out?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Clayton Kershaw basically said, well, they're doing a Christianity night, too.
Oh, it's all better.
Celebrate Christianity, so that's fine.
Keeping it even.
Oh, no.
No. No. You don't need to keep it even. There's no reason that you have to celebrate Pride Night. It's fine. All the gays in the world can gather at Dodger Stadium.
Can they, though?
Nobody's taught. Yes, they can.
Can they, though?
Yeah.
On any other night?
Yes, they can. Every homosexual on this planet, well, they won't all fit in the stadium at once.
I mean, they would love that. The Dodgers need the fans.
But they can all come to one of the games and hang out, do whatever they, watch the game. Can't exactly do whatever you want.
Want to bet?
Oh, my
goodness. They probably can, because there's different rules.
There certainly is.
There's different rules for the LGBTQIA2+ crowd. But, nobody's discriminating against them, keeping them out of the games. And you can come all month. You can celebrate Pride Month at Dodger Stadium if you want. That doesn't mean the team has to change their colors and promote it with them. You don't have to do that. There's no reason for this. Nobody promotes heterosexuality or our heterosexual month all month long in July. It doesn't happen. Why do people have to participate in the promotion of this sexual preference?
Oh.
Makes no sense.
You talked about the Dodgers changing, to their rainbow color. And get ready. I mean, we're less than 24 hours away from Pride Month, where you're going to see rainbows everywhere across corporate.
Everywhere. Facebook, Twitter.
A couple of ways to push back that I've enjoyed seeing on Twitter is tag, like if it's a company, I have no idea. Let's just throw out Nike. Nike changes their logo to rainbow, and there's a Nike Saudi Arabia. Be sure to tag Nike Saudi Arabia in a tweet with the rainbow logo.
Good safety tip right there. I like it.
Yeah, start some intercompany war. And then I also like this idea from let's see, Diligent Duty, I don't know. He tweeted out that, how about we change our profile pictures to a black and white photo in celebration of Pride Month? And so what I did yesterday is I took my profile picture, I made it black and white, and just hashtag Black and White June. And so that's just, your way to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to go with a black and white pic for the month of June while rainbows are flying around everywhere.
I'm colorblind the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
There you go.
I'm just not going to, and that doesn't mean that you're homophobic.
No, you mean you're tired of the
I'm not
absurdity.
afraid of homosexuals.
Thank you.
I'm not afraid of trans people. I'm not transphobic or homophobic. I am not afraid of them. What I don't want to do is promote. Guy, I don't have to embrace it and promote it. What happened to tolerating? To tolerance. Tolerance was the big deal. My gosh, we are so far beyond tolerance. Yeah, we have to not only embrace and promote, but now they want us to become. I mean, really, that's where we are now.
Is that word still in the dictionary?
Tolerance?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. I never hear it. I mean, it's been removed.
True. That's
you
true.
never hear it anymore because that's not what it's about. Because that was achieved a long time ago. Tolerance was, I mean, if that's all you ask, well, great. We've been there for a long time.
Sure
Are you
have.
kidding me? We legalized gay marriage. That's more than tolerance. So
Yeah, the new word is promotion.
yes, that is that, and that's not what they call it, but that's what it is. It's promotion, and that's what's demanded now. And it's demanded in the NHL, in Major League Baseball, in the NFL. I'm sure if the NFL was going right now, they'd be celebrating Pride Month. They'd be all about it.
Oh, my goodness.
All about it.
So true. These sports that aren't participating in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fortunate to not have to worry
I
about
don't know.
it.
Are they? I mean, from our perspective, yeah, they're probably like, dang it, we didn't get a chance to
They
do
probably
rainbow
are.
jerseys.
Yeah. You think Roger Goodell wouldn't be printing up the rainbow jerseys right now? Of course
Yeah.
he would.
I mean, it's now in dog treats, by the way, at Walmart.
The rainbow colors?
Yeah, you can get Pride treats for your dog.
Pride treats.
What do you mean? What's so funny?
Awesome. What's wrong with that?
So ridiculous.
Yeah, what do you mean? Ridiculous. It's inclusion, Pat.
Right.
Can we get the
That's
picture
right.
of
That's
the
right. We're all proud
the
of
dog
homosexuals.
treats, please?
I'm so
There we go.
proud
See,
of,
look
the,
at that.
of the way you celebrate your sex.
See, paws
I like
up for
that.
pride. What do you mean? Put your paws up for pride.
Oh my
Pat.
gosh.
Milkbone. Awesome.
For Milkbone.
Yeah,
It's a human rights campaign.
With dogs.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you're right.
With dogs. That's great.
Yeah.
It's a human rights campaign with dogs.
Jeffy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see the Reverend there guy in Britain? There we go. Look at that. That's cool. That's not sacrilege at all.
Oh, his
there.
collar has been turned into a rainbow collar.
Isn't that neat?
Wow.
That's cool.
That
Right?
is great. See, there. Now you're on it like Blue Bonnet.
Just celebrating.
You're just celebrating.
Just celebrating.
Just celebrating. That's all they're doing. What's wrong with celebration?
Just
You
celebrating.
got a problem? Don't you like Cool in the Gang? Remember what they used to say? Celebrate good times.
You like that show, The Chosen, right?
Come on.
The
Oh,
Chosen?
I love the
Yeah.
Chosen.
Well, then maybe don't read the story. That's,
No, no. Don't
right.
ruin Chosen
Right.
for
No,
me.
no. Keep going. There it is.
Don't do it.
Do we have a picture
Don't,
of the set of Chosen?
Don't.
Do we have a picture of the set? There it is.
No.
Right there, just hanging out there in the background. Little
Oh,
pride
well.
flag.
Somebody
Yeah.
just did that though.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Okay.
not an
Okay.
endorsement by the show or anything like that. It's somebody they contracted out decided,
Okay.
hey, I'm going to put that. And so they did this interview behind the scenes, and somebody
Unreal.
saw that, and now they made a huge stink of it, and that's become a thing.
Someone spotted a pride flag in behind-the-scenes footage from The Chosen. Okay? The Chosen is a crowd-funded Christian television show, of course. And I have to say, it is the best Jesus show of all time. At least I think so. I love it. It's really fantastic. So many times in a Jesus show, they make him spacey or ubiquitous. You don't, I mean, he's like, you can't relate to him. In The Chosen, you can definitely relate to him. It's really fantastically done. But this is why some eyebrows were raised this week in behind-the-scenes footage. A rainbow LGBT flag was spotted on the set. At first, people argued the flag is referring to the covenant God made with Noah. Nice try. Isn't that something, though, the way the rainbow has been co-opted?
Yep. Yes.
There's another problem, if you ask me, but nobody asked me. At first, they argued that, as if cameramen just carry that around with them in America 2023 to make statements on God's promise not to flood the world again. It was all speculation, however, until The Chosen issued an answer to this question on their official Twitter account. As a professionally made show, The Chosen feels they have to work with and hire the best in the field, regardless of those people's beliefs. But does that mean you have to let your employees promote an anti-Christ message while working on a pro-Christ series? That sends a message, if nothing else. How does your series honor the authentic Jesus if your workers not only reject the authentic Jesus, but also feel the need to display their anti-Christian religious symbols at work? Wow. One commenter said, would The Chosen allow other religious political symbols opposed to the gospel to be displayed on set? What about an Islamic flag, pentagram flag, sickle and hammer? Interesting questions all. So, was it something, though, that, what's his face? Was the head of that?
Is it Jesus?
I see him all the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's who the head of it is, right?
The guy who directs the show. I don't know. He's out front all the time. His name's not Moses, no. But was it something that he approved and said, yeah, go ahead and fly your rainbow flag or display your rainbow? I don't know. Or did the guy just do it?
It looked like the guy just did it.
It looked like it just did it. Yeah, that's what I choose to believe about The Chosen. They just...
It just
he
happened.
Just did it. It just happened.
What are you going to do?
Maybe they talked to him afterward and said, you know what? Maybe that's not the best idea. That's what I choose to believe. So.
That's where we're at.
I like it.
All right. Yesterday, a reporter asked Joe Biden if he'd compromised. We'll get to all this stuff, too, coming up. But I want to get to the brain-dead Biden stuff. Because had he compromised on the budget? Because he wasn't going to do that. Do you remember?
Right.
He was absolutely not going to compromise. I don't negotiate. You don't negotiate with terrorists, kind of thing. I don't think he actually said that, but
that's what he
feels.
He
might as well, and that's the way he feels.
Darn right.
Yeah, you know it is. So here's his nonsensical answer about whether or not he compromised.
President, you said at the beginning that the debt ceiling was not negotiable. Isn't that what you've just done here? Isn't that
You guys, look, we're not negotiating the debt ceiling. Here's the deal. They passed the debt ceiling, and they said they'd only do it on condition that it have all these cuts in it. I said, I'm not going to do that. You pass the debt ceiling, period. I'll negotiate with you on the cuts. What you say, what's going to happen, what the budget's going to look like. That's what we are negotiating in order to get to them deciding that they're going to go along with a new debt ceiling. Meaning that it's not attached. It's something totally different attached than was attached before. But if you want to try to make it look like I made some compromise in the debt ceiling, I didn't. I made a compromise on the budget.
That's what they wanted you to make a compromise on the budget, and that's what you've done, even though you haven't gone as far as they wanted. Isn't that right?
Sure, yeah. Well,
so,
can you think of an alternative?
I don't know what he's talking about. Neither does he.
I love how both sides are claiming victory on neither side. Neither side caved on this. The Republicans didn't cave because they didn't do the tax increase. The Democrats didn't cave because they got the debt ceiling done. Okay, everybody wins, right?
Except the American people.
Everybody loses. Yeah. That's the problem here. Is because we don't do a budget and haven't since 2008 or 2009. There's been no budget in the world's only superpower, economic and military superpower, who can't even do a budget. So, because of that, we've got these continuing resolutions that continue to just skyrocket as far as the debt's concerned. I mean, when this all began in 2008, what was the debt? What was the national? Was it 20 trillion? Was it 15 trillion? It's probably doubled since then.
I can check the
I bet
Wayback
it's at
Machine here.
least doubled since 2009.
Oh, my gosh.
We're at 31,
Yes.
32 trillion now. And we just keep going.
That's the cool thing about the U.S. debt clock online is that you can punch in a date.
Oh.
And it'll take you back.
Nice.
One thing I wanted to say, though, is you talk about Overton window. I don't want to hear for a second that Republicans won because there was no tax increase. How is that considered a victory? We just want you to spend within your means of what you're already getting.
Yeah, please.
Don't tell me that, we're not raising your taxes.
We didn't cave on tax increase. Well, I'm glad you didn't do that. But, I mean, you should have been better than that.
When did
they
you
weren't.
want to start the debt clock machine here?
2009. Let's try 2009. See what it was then.
Okay. Why is it? It's only doing election years for whatever reason.
No, do 2008 then.
So on this day in 2008, we were at 10 trillion. Yeah.
10?
Yeah.
It's tripled.
Yeah. I mean, that was before TARP.
Oh, my gosh.
Right.
Under Bush. Oh, my gosh.
TARP.
TARP.
TARP your load.
TARP your load.
Can you believe that? 2008 was 15 years ago. Okay, 15 years ago.
You'll get those days back.
Our debt has tripled in 15 years. Oh, my gosh. Wow. But it's not a problem. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No. And on this day in 2016, we're at 19.6.
19.6.
Yeah. Wow. And so what was it today again? What are we at here?
13.7.
32. It's at least 31, right?
So 31.8.
31.8.
Sweet Lord.
Yeah, what's another 800 billion among
12 trillion in the last two presidencies.
7 years. 7.5 years. It's gone 12 trillion more. Oh.
Now, this thing lets you go to Budget Showdown 2027.
Oh, really?
I don't know
okay.
How they're picking that.
And what is the projection for 2027? 100 trillion?
Oh, this is cool.
Trillion?
Oh, this is kind of fun.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
this is your government in one web page.
Okay.
So, on this day in 2027, according to the Congressional Budget Office, our U.S. national debt will be at $38.8 trillion.
Oh, please.
According to the Office of Management and Budget, we'll be at $39.7 trillion.
That's
now, the
low,
U.S. debt clock says, you guys suck, you're part of the government. It's actually going to be $42.8 trillion on this day.
That's probably
4
a
years
low
from
estimate.
now.
Yeah, that's probably a low estimate.
And
Look at the way we're spending.
We're dumb.
I mean, the old drunken sailor expression doesn't come anywhere near the way these people spend. They couldn't care less because it's not their money. They don't care because it's our money. They'll spend it infinitely. They don't care. And really, 31.8 trillion is pretty much infinite. There's no way to pay that back. We will never ever pay $31.8 trillion back. Yeah, we won't even pay China back the $3 trillion we owe them. Unless we inflate the money and pay it with, just ridiculously deflated money.
They've been getting some of that money back.
Have they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And goods and services.
Yeah, goods and services.
From one particular family.
From the Bidens. Yeah, good point. Jeez. Yeah, there's a nice little quid pro quo going on between the Bidens and the Chinese. So we do have that going for us. Congratulations, America. All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Every day, the parallel economy grows bigger and bigger. It's powered by everyday Americans who are sick and tired of all the woke propaganda being jammed into every product we consume. We talked about it at the top of the show. Big mobile companies are no different. For years, they've been dumping millions into leftist causes. And we just had to take it because you need a cell phone, right? You probably thought there was no alternative, but there is, and now you know about it. Please make the switch to Patriot Mobile. They're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks. So go through Patriot Mobile. Give your money to them rather than the big three who are taking your money and then investing in abortion or, stopping your freedom of speech and your religious freedom. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, our military, and so much more. And there's 100% U.S.-based customer service. Love that. And they really make switching easy for you. You can keep your phone. You can keep your number. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat. Get this taken care of today. patriotmobile.com/Pat. You'll get free activation today when you use the offer code PAT. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Among the Republicans in the House, both the debt ceiling bill and Speaker McCarthy are probably equally unpopular right now. Congressman Chip Roy has been calling this bill bad for America and the opposite of what Republicans said they would do if they were given control. Now, this happens every time, though. This happens every time.
Does.
Give the Republicans the House, and this time we really mean it. This time we're going to do all the things we promised you. And they let us down every single time.
I mean, if there was ever a time that we could have all three.
Bro.
Right.
If there was ever a time we
Just
could have
give us all three, but that's what we need.
We could take over.
We need the House.
Think of what we could accomplish.
We need the Senate, and we need the executive. And when that happens,
things are going to happen then.
You bet. Except no.
No.
So yesterday, McCarthy was all over social media. He was on TV and radio.
Chip Roy, yeah.
Oh, Chip Roy. Yeah. You're right. Not McCarthy. Including being on with Glenn yesterday. And here's what he had to say on Glenn's show.
I personally think this was a complete and total sellout of everything that we accomplished in January, everything that we did in the first Limit, Save, and Grow Act, and everything we accomplished with H.R. 2.
You're right.
I think it is a betrayal of the power-sharing arrangement we put in place that would protect the Republican Party to make sure we could advance the ball forward. We are not blind to the fact that we have to figure out how to get 218 votes. We understand that's hard. We had a process that was working. That process was completely abandoned last week. The deal was cut, and that was a betrayal of the agreement that we had reached in order to create something that we thought would work.
Surprise.
That's what I'm getting at.
So
I'm going to try to fix that today. If I cannot, in the Rules Committee, when I go fight this in the Rules Committee, if I can't kill it, if we can't kill it on the floor tomorrow, then we're going to have to then regroup and figure out the whole leadership arrangement again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's not the only one saying that right
man.
now. Oh, yeah. That's a big thing from the Freedom Caucus right now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
That would be tough to go back through that battle again. Also, Congressman Matt Gaetz has been speaking out. Here's what he said yesterday.
What will the Freedom Caucus do if the people who are objecting to this bill get overridden? If the Republicans get overridden by a Republican speaker teaming up with Democrats to pass this bill?
Well, they already did in the Rules Committee.
Again, I think the operative question there is whether or not the speaker can get to a majority of the majority. If a majority of Republicans are against a piece of legislation and you use Democrats to pass it, that would immediately be a black letter violation of the deal we had with McCarthy to allow his ascent to the speakership, and it would likely trigger an immediate motion to vacate. I think Speaker McCarthy knows that. That's why he's working hard to make sure that he gets 120, 150, 160 votes. And that's why those of us who are not supportive of the bill are trying to point out that many of the changes are cosmetic in nature, and Joe Biden's administration is going to be able to waive certain requirements and certain conditions that sound like great talking points, but that don't save the country from the ruin that the Biden administration is bringing us to.
Okay. All right. Wow. Strong words. I mean,
no doubt.
And that's the message.
And I think they're going to back it up by action.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to really, because they're saying it publicly.
24 House Republicans are on the record of saying they will vote against this. And that's coming up tonight.
Yeah, Chip said yesterday he had 20, right, for sure. And so now, it's 24.
I've got a tweet here with 24. So I don't know what the math is on how many Democrats they're going to need. I guess 25.
Amazing. That's amazing.
But using the Democrats, the way
that triggers
the way it gets it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Triggers the order to vacate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Then you got another big battle among ourselves. Why does that never happen to Democrats?
And we still have the debt ceiling passed.
Yes.
So
Right.
great.
Yay!
Great. You guys go fight amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
So also Scott Perry, who's the chairman of the Freedom Caucus, he echoed what a lot of conservatives were saying. They're pissed because this is not what was promised. Here's what Scott Perry said.
Thank you, Chairman Perry. Jackson Richmond, Epoch Times. Were the bill to go forward, would you file a motion to vacate the chair?
Look, we are focused. I'll let each member speak for themselves.
And they are.
But for me, I am focused on defeating this bill. What happens post that and the agreements that we have, we will decide once we've determined the disposition of this bill and its finality.
Yeah. A little bit non-committal, but still. It's good to see that they're not just caving.
Okay, so
this was the best we could do, and we got to compromise.
So all of that we just played was said before the Rules Committee met yesterday.
Okay.
And it did pass the Rules Committee 7-6.
Good.
With Democrats helping.
That's great.
Sure. Isn't that great? Yeah.
And we had Ralph Norman. Is that right? Is that his name?
Love Ralph.
South Carolina.
Ralph Norman from South Carolina.
And Chip Roy voted against it in the Rules Committee, but of course
all 4 Democrats voted no.
Right. So the precedent has already been set for McCarthy leaning on Democrat support to now get it out of committee. Now he'll need that on the House floor tonight. 8:30, I think, is the scheduled vote.
Isn't that past their bedtime? Huh.
Past my bedtime.
It's definitely past mine. But 8:30. Wow. You guys are staying late.
Right.
Burning that midnight oil.
Well, and as we know,
they got some extra sleep for the long weekend.
As we know, gentlemen, whenever the United States Congress does something late into the night, it's always good for the American people.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Remember Obamacare passed in the middle of the night, right before Christmas?
Everything
Yeah.
is in the middle
It's
of the
good
night.
stuff. 99-page Fiscal Responsibility Act, which faces heavy criticism from some GOP hardliners, will need a majority of the House to pass. Sure to rely on some Democratic votes because, it's what, 218 to 212? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the majority
I think that's
is real
the
small.
split.
Yeah.
220 something.
220. Is it 222 now?
I don't know. 218 is a majority. I think we ended up with 222 or
Yeah, I think you're
223,
right.
something like
Right.
that. But I just know that on this list of 24 Republican congressmen, my representative, she's not on there. So is your representative? Maybe you want to find that out
And give him a call.
Give him a call today. Just say, hey,
Little jingle.
what's up?
Hello.
In fact, I'll retweet this out if you want to look for this at Pat Unleashed. See if you're.
We still believe that matters.
Yeah, right. That's a good.
I have to.
I'm asking.
Because that's all. What are we going to do?
I agree completely.
I don't know.
But this, again, is the reason that we should eliminate doing business in Washington, D.C. and make
with you on that.
all of these butt hooks work from their home district.
Yes.
They should have to, like, Chip Roy stays in Texas. Everybody stays in Texas and responds to their constituents who now have access to them instead of the K Street lobbyists. They have to answer to their constituents every single day. And I don't mean that the violent way. It's just that you show
come
up
by
at their
the
office and
That's
you say,
absolutely.
hey, I demand that you vote this way or that way. And I tell you, that would fix about 90% of our issues. That and term limits would turn this country around. It really would. If you don't have people that are there 50 years at a time, they don't get so comfortable with the system that they've caved on every principle they once had. And if they have to answer to us every day, gosh, that makes such a difference.
By the way, the Capitol switchboard is 202-224-3121. That's 202-224-3121. But as you just heard from Jeff Fisher, not that it necessarily
No, Pat.
matters.
Pat convinced me. We got to make the call.
You got to at least
Make the call.
We have to make the call.
At least do everything we can do, right?
You know, when your phone rings and it says spam likely, I'm guessing the same thing happens in the Capitol when you call your congressman.
I know.
Still, you shut down the phone lines at the Capitol building, and it's going to make an impact.
202
It'll have some kind of impact.
224-3121.
Swiping left.
Call them. 888-933-93. You're going to chew the fat with Jeffy next.
I'm your nightmare.
Yeah, no kidding.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Hey, thanks for being here. Halfway through the week. Got a few tweets to share with you. From First McFlurry. Dogs are colorblind, right? Why have rainbow dog treats? Yeah. Gen Xum. Here's to black and white June. All right. And Drooping Snoobs tweets. If the Chosen fires these people, it'll be a cake baker situation. They'll be sued. True enough. David Cullup, can we name the 20 congressmen standing with Chip to stop this debt ceiling? So we know we need to get everyone else out. Who are the 20 that you have listed?
All right, so I think it's 24, actually. I don't know. I can't count. Scott Perry of Pennsylvania. So these are the ones that have said publicly they're a no vote on this stupid debt ceiling thing. So Scott Perry, Pennsylvania. Is it Josh Brachin, Oklahoma? Nancy Mace, surprising. Wesley Hunt of Texas. Let's see. So Nancy Mace of South Carolina. Ralph Norman, South Carolina. Chip Roy, Texas. Anna Paulina Luna, Texas. Matt Rosendale, Montana. Corey Mills of Florida, Andy Biggs, Arizona, Byron Donalds, Florida, Andrew Clyde, Georgia, Ken Buck, Colorado, Keith Self, Texas, Bob Good, Virginia, Lauren Boebert, Colorado, Matt Gates, Florida, Dan Bishop, North Carolina, Eli Crane, Arizona, Mary Miller, Illinois, Mike Waltz, Florida, Victoria Sparks, Indiana, Kat Kamek, Florida, and Russell Fry of South Carolina. Those are the ones who have said publicly they are no vote. Thomas Massey, a surprising yes on this.
That is surprising.
Yeah, there was a quote of his in one of those stories that was just like, oh, it was good enough for now, or so. I forgot what it was, but I was just like, bro, really? My Thomas Massey doing that? Come on now.
Weird. Yeah. Disappointing. But what a surprise that somebody in office would disappoint us. Isn't that something? All right, it's time to chew the fat with Jeffy. Again, we actually had a vote about whether or not we should.
I thought it was non-binding.
It was non-binding, but you know.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know.
Yeah. The masses spoke. I think it was like 62% said, "Nah, keep the long version."
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right.
Okay.
Heaven
well,
forbid we change something.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any complaints about how the bingo thing takes too long.
Yeah.
When you're wanting the music too.
Wait. What?
You know it's bad when even the drums are out of key.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
How do you
I don't
do
know.
that?
You're gonna have to ask
The skins are not tight.
this school's drummer. All right, we are there. Chewing the fat with Jeffy.
Congratulations to 83-year-old Al Pacino. As soon to be a new father.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I am not. His 29-year-old girlfriend is pregnant and soon to give
Look at
birth.
those lovebirds.
I know, right?
That's a forever love. You can feel it. You can feel it. That has nothing to do with money or status. That is a forever.
She was
Thank
like,
you. Nothing
she's like,
but
oh
love.
wait, you've done movies before? I didn't know that.
Right? Yeah. No. Wait. You live in a mansion in Hollywood? No.
I mean,
I am shocked.
Before Al, it was Jagger and a couple other people.
With
so
her?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And plus, this kind of beats out Douche Nero, who is having had just had the kid at 79. I mean, Al is like.
Try 83.
I'll give you 83. So congratulations. I had never heard in this story about Al Pacino. They actually name Douche Nero's new kid, which I had not seen before. Gia Virginia Chen Douche Nero. And so welcome to the world.
Gia Virginia
Chen Douche Nero.
Douche Nero.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they spelled it De Niro, but
oh, well, we all know that's
whatever. That's
inaccurate.
Congratulations. Also, congratulations, Uganda's president, Yoweri Museveni, has now signed into law the world's harshest anti-LGBTQ plus bill, which allows the death penalty for homosexual.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that surprises me after his comments with the interviewer.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals? course, they are disgusting. what sort of people are they? How can you go?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it drew condemnation from other countries. I mean, Joe Biden and the UK government. But he has said again and again, we don't have to play the video, but he had said again and again in the beginning of that, before he gets asked about how he feels about homosexuals, which I believe he said they were disgusting.
I believe he did.
If I heard him correctly. He said Western companies should stop wasting the time of humanity by trying to impose their practices on other people.
Okay.
So back off me. And that's what he's doing. You recall who was of course, we had that where we got the famous clip from the Uganda morning TV show titled Morning Breeze.
Oh. We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
having me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Right out the chute.
Right out the box, man. Pepe is probably in hiding now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So we have what's happening in Uganda. We have the U.S., UK, many other countries claiming human rights issues. And we have Justin Trudeau speaking at a town hall at the University of Winnipeg on the horrors of living in the United States of America. And he lets his feelings be known about who he calls 2S LGBTQI+.
This is getting...
It's scary to see what's happening in the United States.
Oh, goodness.
Whether it's 2S LGBTQI+ rights that are constantly being attacked.
No. What?
My government will never let it happen. My government
never let it happen.
Always stand up unequivocally for women's rights, for 2S LGBTQI+ rights.
Truckers' rights? Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
No. My bad.
No,
Sorry.
No.
Christian rights? No, wait. Whoa, no. That's why we arrested a pastor several years ago for reading the Bible in public.
That's it, though.
God, these... Oh,
never in my Canada. Considering how it's his government, too, as well. I will say this. I did go back and watch quite a bit of the over 2 hours of this town hall that he did at the University of Winnipeg. And he's just, while he's a nightmare and he's agonizing, and the questions were just unbelievably agonizing, but 2 hours, and it looked like they were off the cuff. He was just picking people from the crowd.
Yeah.
I wish we had a leader that could do that.
Yeah.
Wish we had a leader that could do that. That's just me, though. Just me throwing it out there.
Boy, that's a...
That's a lot to ask. You're talking about a cognizant leader?
I am.
Wow.
Yeah. Just someone
picky.
that could go out in front of a crowd
picky.
and say...
And speak well?
Go ahead. Ask me a question and then answer it.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
You don't get those days back, America.
Wow, do you ask for a lot?
I mean... Maybe you just call your representative and tell them no,
totally
don't
not
call.
worth it.
All right. Tomorrow is June 1st. Not only my daughter's birthday,
happy birthday.
Not only the beginning of Pride Month, but the beginning of hurricane season. Yes. So NOAA forecasters.
We're going to have to eventually do something about the name hurricane. What about a himicane?
I know.
Don't give them this lifeline, bro. They don't realize you're joking.
It really should be a theyacane.
No.
A theyacane.
Yeah,
it changes every year, right? It's chicks one year and then...
Or themicane would be fine as well.
Is it every other storm?
Themicane.
Or how's that work? Every other year? I forget. They go back and forth between dude and chick.
Yeah, on the names of the storms, yeah.
So they have forecasted a near normal hurricane activity in the Atlantic this year.
It's going to be hell on earth.
So it's possible. They forecast a range of 12 to 17 total named storms. Chewing the Fat is predicting 12 to 18 named storms.
12 to 18.
Yeah, 12 to 18. That's my yearly prediction.
Yeah.
And come about I don't know, October-ish or so, we'll reassess.
Oh, okay.
And give
Reassess.
We'll reassess because that's what they do.
End of the right.
Middle of the season. Oh, we were right or wrong. That's all. So we have Arlene Brett, Cindy, Don,
Yeah, okay,
Emily,
there we
Franklin, Gert, Harold, Adelia, Jose, Katia, Lee, Margot, Nigel, Ophelia, Felipe, Renee, Sean, Tammy, Vincent, Whitney. Be ready for those storms to come
Sean's going to
along.
be a bad one, y'all. Just go ahead and prepare.
Sean is?
Yeah, I just have
That's
a
deep
gut
in,
feeling.
That's
yeah.
deep in the
It's going
system,
to be a crazy.
too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Heard it here first.
They have. I tell you, one of the things that's kind of cool about the Hurricane Center, though, they have new small aircraft drone systems that are going to be deployed with the sail drones and underwater gliders with windborne global sounding balloons. More balloons in our.
Oh no, we're going to shoot them down though.
Well, no, the hurricane will just suck a bit and be dead. Well, but they have some pretty cool stuff that they're going to be using to predict, which will be interesting to see how those predictions.
Yeah.
Go ahead with exactness. We'll see. The cone of death may shrink.
Let's see if the Jeffometer is more accurate than the balloons. Okay. We'll see.
Reminder to just be prepared. Just always be prepared, okay? Reminder to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you listen to your podcast. Rate, review where available, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher.
I saw something. You know, you're warning us about upcoming hurricane season. Too bad we don't have, maybe we can get it ready for tomorrow or something. We have remember Joe Biden said a couple of hurricane seasons ago, the best way to prepare for hurricane season is to go get vaccinated. You recall that, gentlemen?
Well,
I wonder if that's still a way to prepare. You got your hurricane
Sure
kit,
is.
you got your evacuation route, and have you rolled up your sleeves in the last 6
You
months?
want to be able to get into those evacuation centers, and we want you fully vaccinated for those evacuation centers. Speaking of subscribers, I want to thank the listeners to Chewing the Fat in Alabama who followed the Chewing the Fat rules on items washing up on the beach. Now, a pair of unnamed beachgoers searching for seashells on the west end of Dauphin Island, and that's out there in the Gulf of Mexico. It's between where Florida and Alabama meet in the Gulf of Mexico there. Several packages of cocaine washed up, totaled $1.2 million. They turned in 25 kilos, valued at $45,000 each. Now, the state police said, hey, we're lucky to have good Samaritans turn this in. The beachgoers were quoted as, we suspected the packages were drugs of some sort, and we knew not to touch it. Now, I'm going to believe that these beachgoers found more than 25 kilos. I'm going to believe that they stashed 5 or so and reported the rest. Nameless heroes, good Samaritans now, but they have their own stash on the side.
Use the money for good. Just use the money for good.
If they actually turned all of what they found in, we're done as a society. It's over. Society, we might as well shut this place down. I can't. So we have the NHL Stanley Cup Finals going on now. Finally, we have the two teams, Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Team of Destiny.
That starts Saturday night, and we have the NBA championship. Miami Heat taking on the Denver Nuggets beginning tomorrow night, June 1st. So we're underway. Good. I believe we're under 100 days for the NFL. So
yeah, we're definitely under 100 for college football.
Yeah. So good.
Yes.
Good. More than 200 types of mosquitoes live in the continental United States.
Wow.
I know. And they typically become active when temperatures are above 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, no kidding.
So every day in Texas.
Yeah, thank you. And I love the how they talk about the mosquito. Mosquitoes are attracted to water sources that can be either clean and fresh or polluted, stagnant or running, in sunny or shaded locations, large or small, and either cool or hot environments. I mean, they're everywhere.
How about
the mosquitoes are everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're one of the world's greatest public health threats. They carry, vector-borne diseases, West Nile, Eastern equine encephalitis, Zika. I mean, and those attack humans and pets. But that brings us to the Orkin's top 50 mosquito cities. Orkin's top 50
I think I know
cities.
number one.
I'd like to congratulate Oklahoma City, Austin, Spokane, Washington, Bakersfield, and Fresno, California, for making it to the list the first time this year.
All right.
Congratulations. It finally made it to the list of the
Where's
top
Houston?
50.
Where's Houston?
Houston coming in at number 9.
Oh, number 9?
Some of these cities, I know, I feel like it's kind of a skewed list. Charlotte is number 10. Houston, number 9. Detroit, number 8. Philadelphia, 7. Washington, D.C., number 6. Dallas, Fort Worth, number 5.
Wow.
Atlanta, Georgia.
I knew it was going to be the
number
top
4.
5.
New York, number 3. Chicago, number 2. And coming in at number 1 for the 3rd year in a row.
New Orleans.
Coming in at number 1 for the 3rd year in a row. For Orkin's top 50 mosquito cities. Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
I know.
I'm surprised.
I am too. And there's some of the other cities on the list, obviously. But these people apparently have never been to Clewiston, Florida, which is on the down at the bottom of Lake Okeechobee, on the western side. I was attacked by mosquitoes in Clewiston, Florida, one fall night, the size of pterodactyls.
Oh my goodness!
Man, they were bad down there.
I mean, there's a lot of you to attack.
Well, that's another good point. It's quite a good point. I think what he's saying there is that you're overweight.
Yeah.
At
least that's the vibe I was getting. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's the accurate vibe.
All right.
I mean, we were down. Seriously, we were down there in Clewiston for a high school playoff game, and a high school playoff football game, and it was bad. Yeah, it was through that whole game. Now, all game long, man, you were getting attacked. Those things were huge.
You ever heard of a thing called
no
DEET?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And so what if you sprayed yourself and the people down the road didn't spray? They're still attacking.
No, they shouldn't attack you. I mean, they're still going to be there.
Around you, I know.
Yeah, but they're not going to attack you.
You feel bad when other people drop over.
You know, as much as we've advanced technology and products, they say still DEET is the best possible way to fight.
Well, we're working on making them sterile, though, right?
Yes, because we're trying to change nature itself, which is always a really good idea.
There's going to be no problem.
No
problem there at all.
So that is Chewing the Fat, and be sure to subscribe to Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that update.
Mosquitoes are fire ants, gentlemen, being that you both live in Texas. Which is more your enemy?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go mosquitoes are the worst. The worst of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, fire ants are generally outside. Mosquitoes get in your house.
You wake up with 10 bites on your arm. You're like, what the hell?
Right.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Got a few tweets to start the hour out. Pat's yellow headphone sticker tweets. It's really kind of cool that my yellow headphone sticker has its own Twitter account.
This is the first time we've heard from him.
Yeah.
We've heard from him before.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But the sticker says, I can't wait until the White House flies the rainbow flag for Pride Month, showing the world our strength and toughness. Yeah, we learned that from the Ford truck commercial, that the rainbow flag is all about toughness. It's a new kind of toughness, if you will. And I think you will. Caffeinated Texan, Fat by Weird Al would be a perfect intro for Jeffy. Just a 15-second edit or so. That's true.
That is worth considering.
It is worth. Write that down so we don't forget that.
What do you mean? What was the question there, Jeffy?
No question. No question.
No, I heard.
Did you need us to explain?
No,
why? Okay.
That's right.
You sure? You got it down?
No, I got it. I got it. Thank you. I almost needed an explanation, but then I figured it out.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, here we go. Now it's time for Chewing the Fat.
For the children.
Jeff Fisher.
Chewing.
Good stuff. It's great. Good idea.
Not bad.
Hero Elita tweets, as a percussionist, I can tell you how the drums sound out of tune. It's the timpanis. You move a pedal to get it to the note you need it to be. So if you don't move the pedal to the right note, then it's going to be off key.
And that's the
we got an actual
timpanis.
Okay.
Actual
timpanis.
Thanks.
Explanation for it. Huh,
we do timpani talk off the air all the time. I'm glad somebody finally said something in a tweet.
From Bunter Hayden, crack connoisseur. hurricane season, better known as unprecedented climate catastrophe. True.
Right.
That's true. Anthony Osh, 200 types of mosquitoes. I thought there was over 500 types just in D.C. alone. Get it?
Oh, I get it.
Blood-sucking
I got it.
representatives.
That's a good one.
Before you get into your Pride Month menagerie over there,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I don't know if you saw my man Lindsey Graham.
I didn't see your man.
This past holiday weekend.
Okay.
Went over to Ukraine.
You're the guy that he's keeping
And
secret.
they have a picture of him shaking Zelensky's hand. He's got the envelope in his hand. They're not even hiding it anymore. It's absolutely unbelievable.
How many bills do you think are in that envelope?
I don't know.
That's a big one.
I don't know. But they're putting it right in my face now.
Yeah.
But that's your man.
That's your man.
My man,
There
Lindsey
you go.
Graham.
Lindsey
You know
Graham.
him, you love
Where
him.
are the men in this country? Where are the men in this world? What the hell have we become?
I need a man. Someone send me a man.
Where did you first meet Lindsey? Just out of curiosity.
My man, Lindsey?
Yeah.
I forget now.
You forget. Yeah, that's probably best. Some Major League Baseball players pushing back a little bit against the Los Angeles Dodgers and their blasphemous Pride Night, which mocks Christianity. I thought that wasn't okay to mock other people's beliefs, but I
There's a
guess
carve
it
out.
is
There's a carve out if you're mocking Christians.
now. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And why is that again?
Because this nation is in the abyss of suck right now.
All right.
That's
an official term, though, right?
The abyss
This
of
is
suck.
scientific.
We are
term.
in the abyss of suck.
So they're gonna have. I guess they're gonna have a Christianity night too. Who knows?
And I bet the Christians are going to be okay with the Christians going onto the field and burning a rainbow flag and mocking homosexuals and all that stuff. They're going to be good with that, right? Because we're going to do the same thing that they're allowing on the other side, correct? Is that where we're at? Oh, I'm sure
I feel like that answer is no.
You feel like,
Thank you.
okay, well, I just want to make sure. Well, then, okay.
I think we're on the no page.
But there was also a Toronto Blue Jays pitcher, Anthony Bass. He posted a video that called for a boycott of Target and Bud Light. Wasn't it something he just retweeted to?
That's what I
Yes.
You know,
I thought
how
it was just a
dare
retweet.
you, though? How dare you even feel or think that way?
You can't-
But he since has apologized for that because it was
Well, you
heinous.
Yeah, if you can get
Heinous.
caught retweeting something like that.
And here he is apologizing.
Let me know when y'all are ready.
Let me know when you're ready for my mea culpa. All right.
You ready?
Yes.
Yep,
I'll
we're
make this
ready.
quick.
Go!
I recognized yesterday I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine.
Oh.
And I am truly sorry for that.
Truly.
I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday.
Okay.
I apologize with them.
Did they
And as
flog
of
you?
right now, I'm using the Blue
I
Jays
hope-
resources to better educate myself,
Oh, he's gonna
to
educate
make better
himself.
decisions moving forward.
I see.
The ballpark
Good.
is for everybody. We include all fans
Ballpark's
at the
for
ballpark, and we want to welcome everybody.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. Thank you.
So what exactly was the tweet?
That's what I'm trying to find out here. Instagram video. I don't know.
Wow.
I got to find out what
How pathetic.
That is pathetic.
That's terrible.
The groveling that I expressed in opinion. Oh my gosh. How dare you? How dare you do something like that?
Whew. I mean, this is what is so ridiculous about stories like this is that they act like whatever was posted is so bad that we can't even put it inside a news story for you to understand the context of this stuff.
Yeah.
They do it with everything that they deem unacceptable like this. It doesn't say this. Bass reposted a video to his Instagram story.
Yeah, he shared a video to his stories that called for viewers to boycott Target and Bud Light.
Wow, that's egregious.
So it wasn't his video. He just shared a video to his stories. So
Let me
he
ask you a
he saw the
question.
story. And went, that's right. Let's do that.
Why isn't he in prison?
Well, because he's since apologized because they were going to haul him off.
Apology's not enough. Apology not accepted.
The video contained within it anti-LGBTQIA plus rhetoric, says this story from ESPN or Sporting News. Harmful stereotypes, I'm sure. of the community and describe the LGBTQIA plus pride campaigns run by each business as evil and demonic. I'm looking for the error in here. I'm looking for the... And by the way, can also point out, Jeffy had the clip of Justin Trudeau saying, not in my Canada, not in my country. Bro, that was the Blue Jays pitcher that just posted. He plays in Toronto, and he posted this hateful thing on Instagram. So apparently it's happening there too. Oh, gosh, whatever.
What's happening in the United States right now? Trudeau is calling us out. What's happening is that the LGBTQIA2 plus radicals control this country.
Sure
is that what you're upset about? Because that's
like
what's happening right now. Wow. We're being bullied by, 3 or 4% of the population.
And being called the bullies at the same time.
Right.
I mean, that's their game plan.
Exactly. We're the fascists.
Yeah.
We're the ones. Okay.
I love this. We get distracted, and we have to. There's so many fronts you have to push back on in this nation. But we've got this avalanche of Pride Month barreling down on us right now. And meanwhile, we had, what was it, North Korea launch a missile toward Japan yesterday.
No, that was a satellite. They blew up.
China forced down a U.S. What was it? It got what happened with it? In U.S. airspace, it was a... I don't know if it was U.S. airspace, but it was okay. Yeah, all right. I'm just hearing in my ear here, but it's like we've got really big, serious things to be stressing about, and yet all the oxygen in the room is taken up by this insane movement that is destroying our children that we shouldn't have to be stressing about. We shouldn't. Our kids should not be exposed to this stuff, but we've got to fight that battle.
And we should acknowledge that it is the radicals in the leadership of this movement. We're not talking about, gay people who just want to live their lives and be left alone.
Which is
That's
the
great.
overwhelming majority of gay people.
Overwhelming, yes.
Absolutely.
But there is a tiny fraction of this small segment of society that have another agenda, and they have seized control of everything. Every conversation, every action, every event is now controlled by the rainbow people. Meanwhile, here's a gay man that isn't too thrilled with the idea of gay pride.
I love this guy.
Check this out. This is
Good
what
evening.
we're talking about.
My name is Frank Rodriguez, and I'm the Executive Director of Operations for Gays Against Groomers.
Oh.
The reason that I'm here is to show support in regards to deciding to not fly the gay flag during June. I'm a 31-year-old gay man pushing back against the hijack agenda of the LGBT Incorporated.
Thank you. Thank you.
The pride flag, this flag, does not represent me. When you're a conservative gay and you have conservative traditional values, it doesn't represent you.
He tore it right there.
I am tired. I am tired of this community trying to represent me and the millions of people that support people like me. Gays Against Groomers represents millions of like-minded LGBT members. And the people in this building are upset because they think that they're being marginalized. Do you see Chinese people in here upset that we're not flying the Chinese flag on Chinese New Year's? Or how about Cinco de Mayo when the Mexicans got their independence? Do you see Mexicans in here upset?
Isn't accurate.
No. You see my community, the gay people that want to be marginalized, that make victims of ourselves. This flag that I'm standing on no longer represents me. This is not your fault. I'm not yelling at you. I'm upset because people like this are constantly representing my community. They make us look like fools. They make us look dumb. And I'm tired of it. This flag does not represent everyone. With liberty and justice for all. That flag, this flag, the American flag, 13 stripes and 50 stars represent this, represent us, not this.
Wow.
Not this. And if the gay community would wake up, we wouldn't have this pushback. Stop indoctrinating children, and these types of things wouldn't happen.
Love it. Right.
Wow.
Jeez.
One more thing.
Holy mackerel.
One more thing. One more thing. Do you know where I can find a trash can?
That man and that organization, Gays Against Groomers, they're heroes.
Heroes.
I love them. They're just so powerful.
No question, heroes. Wow. That meant so much more than anything we can say because we're just called haters, bigots, homophobes. But you can't label him that way. He's gay and fighting back against it. And he's in the vast majority. It's just that small little portion of loudmouth bullies that have seized control of the discussion completely. Meanwhile, at Disney, now they've got a fairy godmother walking around the park who is a guy. This is fun. Here's what the fairy godmother
It's like the boutique, right? If you take your kid, take your daughter.
Yeah.
Walking around the park.
There he is.
He's the greeter.
I'm here to shop.
Okay, he's the greeter at the
For the
restaurant.
day.
Why? Ay.
Wait, play that again, because that's hideous.
Why would you use a man for fairy godmother?
Oh, there's your answer to your question. Where are the men? They're at the boutique.
There he is.
At the Enchanted Chamber.
But what bugs me more than just him in a dress is the dollar sign on the wrong side of the number.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the hideous part of that whole thing.
I was thinking this.
I can get used to the guy in the dress. You start screwing.
My gosh. There are a few people, like the Gays Against Groomer guy, standing up against this. Actually, Monty Python's leader, John Cleese, you wouldn't expect him necessarily to take a stand because it's part of Hollywood.
He's pretty vocal, though.
But yeah, and they're trying to get him to take out the trans part of The Life of Brian. Do you remember that movie? From like 1979 or something. And there's a scene in it where a guy says that he feels like a woman. He's becoming a woman.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, anyway, here's the clip and show you what they're telling John Cleese he should take out of this movie.
Any anti-imperialist group like ours must reflect such a divergence of interest within its power base.
Agreed. Francis? Yeah, I think Judith's point of view is very valid, Ray. Provided the movement never forgets that it is the unalienable right of every man or woman to rid himself or herself. Agreed. Thank you, brother. Or sister. Where was I? I think you finished. Oh, right. Furthermore, it is the birthright of every man or woman. Why don't you shut up about women, Stan? You're putting us off. Women have a perfect right to play a part in our movement, Reg. Why are you always on about women, Stan? I want to be one. What?
What?
I want to be a woman.
Oh.
From now on, I want you all to call me Loretta. What? It's my right as a man.
Well, why do you want to be Loretta, Stan?
I want to have babies. You want to have babies? It's every man's right to have babies if he wants them. But you can't have babies. Don't you oppress me. I'm not oppressing you, Stan. You haven't got a womb.
Look how far ahead this was,
Where's the
man.
fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Here, I've got an idea. Suppose you agree that he can't actually have babies, not having a womb, which is nobody's fault, not even the Romans, but that he can have the right to have babies.
Good idea, Judith.
That's a good idea.
We shall fight the oppressors for your right to have babies, brother. Sister, sorry. What's the point? What? What's the point of fighting for his right to have babies when he can't have babies? It is symbolic of our struggle against oppression. Symbolic of his struggle against reality.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
How transphobic is that? How bigoted is that? And so they're telling John Cleese, you need to take that out of the movie.
Hey, how about
He's
no?
like, nope, I'm not going to.
By the way,
we've already had Spielberg and all those others are now coming to the table because of that,
right?
Knowing that it's coming. And Spielberg already bent the knee a few years ago, and he was angry at himself for doing it.
He bent it back the other way.
Yeah. I mean, they're all saying, no, we're not changing all this. It's a reflection of the time, and this is what you get.
By the way, the Lego company with the bricks and stuff, I think we had a thing for Pride Month. Remember they did a thing for, was it every letter or something? I don't know. Well, anyway, they now have the new face of the company is like this trans activist lady. So anyway, have fun with that. Lego toys now also part of the woke mob.
Isn't that
coming
great?
For your kids?
Jeez. And we mentioned at the top of the show that Chick-fil-A apparently caving into all of this too. They've got an effort now to raise their DEI score, their diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Right.
Apparently, they devoted part of their website to the effort.
Oh, good.
All right.
Yeah. Now, this is the same company that conservatives came to their rescue back in, what was that, 2012? When the leader, Dan Cathy, said something about, he didn't support gay marriage. I think that's what it was. Well, all hell broke loose, and people were calling for boycotts. So instead, conservatives showed up in droves.
Yeah, chicken too tasty.
Chick-fil-A. And there were lines out of almost every Chick-fil-A store because conservatives supported him so much.
That happened today.
And now they're kicking us right where we live.
Yeah, we got some shoes for you to shine now.
Wow. I don't know.
Remember, that was the show, right?
Thank you for picking up on that.
Yeah.
Yes, because Dan Cathy in fact, what show was he on?
I don't know.
Where they were talking about, BLM, and it was during that movement.
Yeah.
And he got down and shined the boots of one of the black guy that was there representing BLM. And now you're doing the DEI situation? All right.
Cool.
Man, slap us in the face, spit in our eye again.
Fine.
You gotta love it.
Here's the deal.
Yeah, here's the deal.
Right.
What is
it?
Tell me what the deal
I'm not going to go to Chick-fil-A
until
other than
noon.
a couple of times a month.
I was going to say, we don't expect Jeffy to get on a food boycott.
I'm going to boycott Chick-fil-A for the midday snack. I'm not going to show up until it's 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning.
When that menu flips, that's when I'll finally
No
give
breakfast.
In. Thank you.
No breakfast.
You, Jeffy, for your commitment to the cause. That's fantastic. It's people like you that are going to turn this situation around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can't believe the dire headlines that we face every single day, can you? Everywhere we look, things are falling apart at the seams. That's why the smartest investment you can make right now is in your family's food security. The reality is, you might not be able to find food when the next disaster strikes. We've talked about this before. There are shortages now with things, fairly okay. The supply chain has been interrupted multiple times. Well, especially during the pandemic, we saw you couldn't get toilet paper. You couldn't get certain food items. When that happens for real and it's widespread, it's everywhere, the supply chain problems, you're going to wish that you had called a Patriot Supply before then. 3-month emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest preparedness company. You can save $200 on your order right now for each of these 3-month emergency food kits. Get one for each member of your family. That way you're fed for 3 months. And hopefully, by then, things are returning to normal. But don't wait on this. Don't forget about it. Order your 3-month emergency food kit today. Save $200 per kit. Really easy to do. Go to preparewithpat.com. You get fast and free shipping, too. So, do it today or you're going to forget. Preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
We've got a guy who's going to explain why so many companies are going woke. And really, it's... I don't know how many times Glenn has explained this, but he does this, kind of summarizes in 3 minutes. We'll get to that coming up here. But first, Pathead Kara3022 sent us this meme that really explains Ukraine and what we've been doing to support them.
Oh.
Explains the whole situation quite nicely. And there it is. On the right is Volodymyr Zelensky. Last month, I made $40 billion working from home. Learn how. And then you got Vince on the other side. Watch how easily it absorbs your money.
I mean, I like Ukrainian people too, but come on.
Right. Or you could go back to the 90s and Don LaPree. Remember that? I made $40 billion working from home in my spare time, selling tiny classified ads month after month after month. from my tiny one-bedroom apartment.
He made a fortune doing that.
Again, why are you in a tiny one-bedroom apartment if you're making that much?
That's how he got started.
Well, just at the start.
I see. Okay.
Now I have an incredible mansion. I wonder what Don Lepre is doing these days.
He was murdered, wasn't he?
He was murdered?
Wasn't he killed at the mansion or whatever?
So he's laying low then. He's laying low. He'd be in the ground.
Wrapped around
Did he
him,
die? I think you're right.
Yeah.
Did he go to jail and then die?
I don't remember. There was some
2011.
Now that you bring that up, did he die in 2011?
Yeah, he died in jail waiting his trial.
Wow.
Yeah. There was I knew there was some kind of murder mystery around his...
That's right.
Oh, look, he
forgot about that.
He massive
Was
blood
his
loss
mom or
after cutting
something?
his throat with a razor blade.
He cut his own throat?
That's what it says. After cutting his throat with a razor blade.
Wink, wink.
And had wrapped himself in sheets to conceal the massive blood loss from anyone who might try to save him.
nice of him.
Weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cleanliness among those who are committing suicide is very much appreciated.
In prison.
In prison.
Yeah, it's very much
Right.
appreciated.
Wow, that's
Don't
weird.
bleed out over everything, man. Just die in a sheet. Very kind of him to do it.
Yeah, it was. It was. Because, you'd have to use some of that $40 billion for cleanup. Call a company in.
Yeah.
It's just a hassle. You don't want that.
You want to do that quick feel-good video from the dancing thing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it feel good?
Well, now we're going to...
This is Sweden? Well, let's do it after.
Okay.
We'll do it coming up here because we don't want to rush it. So we got the guy,
anyway.
the guy's explanation about why there's so many woke companies now.
Mm-hmm.
And this feel-good video from the European Dancing with Stars. Is that what it is? All right. That's all coming up and so much more. Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We just had that meme about Zelensky. I made $40 billion working from home. Which reminded me of Don Lepre. And I made thousands of dollars working from my tiny one-bedroom apartment month after month after month, selling tiny classified ads. Remember all that? Did anybody ever, I would love to hear from somebody who tried one of those things and whether or not it worked.
Well, that's was
selling tiny classified ads.
I mean, the reason he was in jail was fraud, right? I mean, he had defrauded.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was his mom talking about how they had taken his medication away, and that's what made him kill himself.
Oh, wow.
In prison.
Sad.
Yeah. But I was trying to remember why his mom was in my head, and that's because she made such a big deal about them taking his meds away, and that's why he killed himself in prison. But he was there.
I'd still like to hear from somebody who's made any money selling tiny classified ads.
It would have to be someone other than the 220,000 people they claim he defrauded.
Wait, 220,000?
Yeah.
Is that how many people did the program?
I guess so. I don't know. The story I just read was talking about how they had claimed he had defrauded like 220,000 people.
Jeez. Incredible. It's really
his
amazing.
fault they didn't make money selling ads from their apartment.
Right, because he made money month after month after month selling tiny classified ads from his one-bedroom apartment.
I know.
Then he was able to buy a gigantic mansion, if I remember correctly, because I think he filmed some things from there.
Yes, he did. If I remember correctly, and I hate to bring this guy's name even into my mouth, but Stu, I believe, actually did this, right?
Sold ads?
He and Dan Andros.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He and Dan Andros actually did this.
They tried it?
Yeah.
They bought the program then?
Fortune.
They made a fortune, did they?
So now he just does this radio thing with Glenn as a hobby.
Yeah.
Just a hobby.
Okay.
Did they make one sale?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember the full story. I'm guessing not.
888-900-3393 if you have any experience with any of those things, because I find it fascinating. Let's see. Some tweets here. Give him 61016.
Gosh, yo.
Okay. I'd like to get Jeffy to make the mosquito flying sound again. Just want to make sure I heard it correctly.
Okay.
Well, first of all, these are the mosquitoes in Clewiston, Florida.
Clewiston, Florida.
All right. And what do they
this is
sound like
a number of years
again?
ago, they were
So they sound like drones.
giant mosquitoes in Clewiston,
They don't sound like
Florida.
No,
No, I'd have been
Nothing like that.
happy with that. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
talking about the big ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when they're in your ear.
Just
I hate that.
so loud. It's
coming,
like,
off, coming off of Lake Okeechobee, man.
All the times I spent on Lake Okeechobee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
I bet that's where your guns are.
Maybe.
Oh.
It's possible. It's one of those bodies of water that I've been on. Chicken Too Tasty tweets, if they were the size of, talking mosquitoes, if they were the size of a pterodactyl before they went after Jeffy, how enormous did they get after feeding on him?
Oh, fair.
It's a really good question. Really
Is it, though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because what he's saying there, I think, I don't want to read too much into it, but I think he's saying that you're overweight.
But you're not sure.
I'm not positive
not
on
sure.
that, but that's just sort of my spider senses are tingling kind of thing, you know. Truth Seeker tweets, we also have to deal with love bugs in Florida.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Love bugs were
Nasty.
created at the University of Florida as predators of mosquitoes, an experiment that failed when released into the wild and showed no appetite for mosquitoes whatsoever.
What?
Do you know about the love bugs?
A little bit. It's a when you live in Florida, you hear about the love bug story and how they were created, and they actually, and I believe that is correct. It sounds right that they were first released. They, that happens all the time though, right? Man brings something in that's going to do good against something we don't like, and then we realize, ooh. Yeah, the unintended consequences of that is really worse than what the original plan was.
What is the love bug?
Yeah, that they were created at the University of Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an urban legend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just scanning this article, it just says
Uh-huh.
Central South America. They were described in eastern Texas in 1940.
Yeah, from the University of Florida.
They've been moving east, and we're throughout Florida by the 70s.
Huh.
I mean, this sounds like the migration patterns of fire ants. Arrived from South America on a banana boat in New Orleans in 1900 and been moving northward ever since. Even though that has been apparently debunked now because they're saying the colonies down there compared to the colonies up here, they don't build differently up here. So anyway, who knows where they come from? It could be University of Florida. It's probably disinformation. I'm going with Jeffy on this one.
Okay. All right.
They're not fun, I'll tell you that.
Love bugs?
Yeah, they're just...
What do they do?
They fly around and get all over your car and
they're called love bugs because they're always humping and stuff, right? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of business going on with the bugs, man.
Love bug business.
Those are those great big things that
sure.
everybody calls mosquito eaters.
No.
Right? No, they're not.
No.
Here's what
that's a different thing.
Love bugs are...
They're Barry Whiting it right there if you had sound.
They're little, though.
Huh? Is that what's happening right there?
I believe that is not a life-size photo of the love bug.
Well, if that were a life-size photo, we'd have bigger problems than the debt ceiling.
Yeah. Here's another love bug for you. Kind of interesting.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Of course, it didn't really happen.
Not gonna play.
Oh, that was one love bug? I thought that was two in that picture.
Got this love bug again.
Yeah. You don't know this song? Love Bug by the Jonas Brothers.
I don't think I do.
I like it when it kicks in. And when does it kick in? Uh-huh.
Hopeless, head over heels in the morning.
They used to live in Glenn's community. I don't know if they still do or not, but
kissed her for the first time.
They do the song for you a cappella when you ran into him in front of the house.
I know the guy who built their house.
Oh, yeah? Really? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. They're about to kick into gear. Just waiting for that.
Promise?
I promise. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Ads. Be right back.
When they hit it. Yeah. Tell me that doesn't rock. Tell me. Good times.
Wow, that's good stuff.
Those Jonas Brother days don't come back. But good times. Good times. All right. Why are so many companies going woke? If you've contemplated that and you can't really explain it in your mind, here's a guy's explanation. I don't know who this is. It DC Drains? Is that the guy?
DC Drano posted this. I don't know if this
Drano.
It might be him.
So we don't know if it's him or somebody posted.
Yeah, I
this
don't know.
guy.
I just know it's a good video.
And here it is.
Why? There's 3 initiatives that are put down through the World Economic Forum. One is called CEI, one is called ESG, and one is called DEI. These initiatives are put down as social initiatives from the World Economic Forum, the most powerful people on the planet, through the banks to the big corporations. These corporations, unlike my business, actually depend on that financing 100%. So if they don't do the things that these 3 initiatives, the CEI, the ESG, and the DEI say, they actually lose their funding. So they can't operate their business. So you say, well, aren't these people smart enough to understand why they're destroying their business? They can't not do it. Because if they don't do it, they won't get their funding. So they can't operate. So they have no choice but to do it. And then they drive their business into the dirt. And here's why that's happening. Because the people who run these companies, the officers of the companies, are not the founders of the companies. These are people that are many generations removed and many degrees of caring about the actual brand removed. All right? So these people are college graduates who think they know a whole bunch of stuff because they have an advanced degree, and they are making decisions that are, basically about the money and thinking that eventually people will adopt this and it will stop. But it's not going to stop. It's not supposed to stop. This is what people are failing to realize. What's happening is we are dealing with a communist insurgency that is undermining the values and the identity of the American public. What they are doing is they are intentionally creating a scenario where the American people rejecting this initiative is actually hurting iconic American brands that remove much of the American identity. So when you name these companies off, all of these companies represent America when you think of them traditionally. So now they're removing part of the identity.
Pause it for just a second. As he is saying this, I'm seeing a banner on the news. It says Target has lost $12 billion since the whole controversy came to light with the trans
They'll get that back,
merchandise.
though. They moved the merchandise to the back of the store.
Yeah,
so
right. $12 billion already? That's incredible. All right, let's see the rest of this.
Part of the communist process called demoralization. If there's less identity in America, there's less to fight for, which makes it easier to conquer. All right. Then on top of it, one of the goals of communism is to create 2 classes of people, very poor and very rich. And so what they're doing here is they are getting the American public to cancel their own companies that actually hurts their own neighbors who are good, hardworking American people. Because the people at Bud Light at the top are not the ones feeling the pain here. It's the delivery drivers. It's the hardworking red, white, and blue Americans that believe the same mother that you all believe, who are getting fired or laid off or losing because of this. So they have run an operation to push this initiative down through the companies intentionally, where the companies cannot resist it because they're required to do so for their funding, knowing that the American people are going to reject it and destroy these companies, creating the lower class system that they're trying to create in the first place.
He should have left the violin music. I don't know, maybe somebody added that afterwards. But
should have gone the distance.
I'm not sure the music was necessary there. Interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting take. I'm not sure that the WEF funds all of these companies, however. They make the vast majority of their money from the product they sell, right? Like in the case of Bud Light, they're not getting funding from the WEF so much as they're looking for the approval of such groups, and their money comes from their product.
Well, there's a lot of companies that the WEF is strategic partners with.
Yes,
Right, plus, no, I was just the DEI stuff also helps with when they go to get more funding for growth,
your
right?
ESG scores and stuff
with
like
a bank or whatever,
which is funded through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a great question, Pat. I don't know how much these companies get from the
I don't either.
World Economic Forum.
All right, let me tell you about, take a minute here to tell you about Jace Medical. This is such a great business plan. This is such a great idea because what happens, we've talked about this a lot lately with a lot of different products. What if the global medication supply chain is interrupted? What if you can't get your medicine? What if you get an infection, a bacterial infection, and you don't have any antibiotics, well, then you're in trouble. And it could happen at any time. China has almost all control of our medicine. They make everything in China and India. So it's hard to believe we haven't done anything about that yet.
Sure is.
But fortunately, Jace Medical has. So if you would like to be prepared, no matter what, this is a great way to do it. The Jace case, Jase case. Jace case from Jace Medical. It's a great way to keep yourself prepared for the worst. A pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can use to treat all kinds of bacterial illnesses, UTIs, respiratory infections, sinusitis, skin infections, lots more. It's a great way to be ready for shortages, and it's perfect for traveling. So don't be caught unprepared. Have antibiotics on hand just in case. Jace Medical, Jase, JaceMedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout. Promo code PAT at JASE, JaceMedical.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, great. So, a Swedish television program that's a lot like Dancing with the Stars. Is it from the same people?
It is, yeah.
It is Dancing with the Stars, just the European edition. Yeah. It was interrupted. One of their broadcasts, or their tapings, was interrupted by some climate douchebags. I love when that happens.
Climate douchebags.
Yep.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is.
Here's what happened.
Okay. Oh, no. Here they come. Oh, no.
Oh, here they come. Oh, boy. Got their signs.
Oh! How'd that taste? How'd that camera taste?
They smashed the jib right into him. The jib is the
by that
camera
time,
with the
security was there to take them off, and I love the dancers.
Dancers don't even stop.
No, they continued on.
Play that again, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it from the top.
The dancers don't even miss a beat.
That's the feel-good video of the week.
All right.
And here they go.
Okay.
And there it is. Okay.
They don't even stop.
Bam! Oh, man, that hurt.
And the Emmy for Best Camera Work goes to the dude holding the jib.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Boom!
Oh, no.
He really got drilled.
Oh, yeah, he had the sign in front of his face and everything. It was awesome.
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That kind of stuff happens. Maybe that'll put a kink in your next plan
I
to
hope
do
so.
that, to interrupt something that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
So,
wow.
To avoid any controversy on Twitter later, would you say that the video clip didn't play on time a little bit there?
I would say that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I would say that.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, we're splitting
You're
hairs.
welcome. Oh, you're welcome. I just don't want to deal with this later. All right, thank you. All right, we're good.
Okay. So, turning our attention now to the Vice President of the United States who made a commencement address at West Point. Are you kidding me? West Point invited Kamala Harris. What?
She's done this. This was from this year? Because did she speak
this was
there before too? I think she spoke there before too.
Oh my goodness!
At West Point?
Well, this was making the rounds, so I thought it was new. Is it not?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
Maybe
saying.
we'll watch the clip and then determine from there.
If, once you get Kamala, bring her back when you can.
Oh, yeah,
the first time
sure.
around, so great.
Yeah. Crowd please.
It goes without saying.
She's in such demand, though. It would be amazing to get her twice.
That's the thing.
But somehow they managed it.
That's the thing.
Here it is.
Yeah, this is this year.
And so as I look out at you, I know that you will build on that leadership because, of course, your generation grew up online. Technology that might be intimidating or unfamiliar to other generations, to you is exciting and intuitive. You see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Oh, my God.
That's her line. That's her line.
Say the line. Say the line.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
That is her line.
Man, she thinks that's
she sure does.
Genius.
That's her don't jump.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Sucks.
This administration is so bad in so many ways. Are they the worst people in the world ever? Yes. Yes, they are. Worse than Hitler? Worse than Stalin? Worse than Pol Pot?
A case could be made. They do have access to nukes.
And they're destroying everything that was created before them. Some things go a little bit deeper than just starving your population or putting them in gulags. But they're the worst people ever. Certainly in this country.
Yeah, and in fact, especially her, because she was funding the people that were burning down cities across this country.
That's right. Yep. She raised money for them to get them out.
Minneapolis included.
Really something. And the way the January 6th protesters have been treated compared to the George Floyd rioters is hideous. Mm-hmm. Here's a before and after picture from Minneapolis.
Yeah, watch this. This is so there you go. There's a nice corner building there, and then
okay.
There.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this
don't worry about that.
Which one was before?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, look at that.
It's
There's
hard
a nice
to tell,
little,
isn't it?
There's a nice little store on the corner there as well. Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Remember, Kamala Harris got these people out of jail, fundraised for them.
Okay, so there's another building.
Okay,
wow.
Boy, doesn't Minneapolis look great today?
Does.
There's a Popeyes, and there's an empty lot now.
What, did they burn it to the ground?
Of course. There's a Perkins. And now,
big fan of Perkins pies, by the way, just as a side
note.
You?
Go ahead.
A restaurant?
I know.
Making me
You
really
like
hungry.
a restaurant?
No, Perkins has some nice.
Making me really hungry.
Breaking news.
All right.
There you go.
And
Sorry,
there's
Jeffy.
another one gone.
Jeffy, you're not allowed to eat till lunch today.
Jeez.
Don't forget.
Oh, yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. There's a Speedway, important for the neighborhood there.
Okay.
And where there's people, there's power, Pat. Doesn't Minneapolis look great today? Family Dollar, that's probably important to the community.
Oh,
now
man,
it's just
gone.
No, it's just gone.
Raised lot. Okay, cool. There you go.
That's something. And nothing, no repercussions from that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. That was fine. In fact, that was great. These people had a right to get out there and express themselves, and that's just how they express themselves.
Isn't that Target's hometown?
We're a dying country.
Minneapolis, yeah. Yeah, they're based, I believe.
I don't know what made me think of that.
Headquarters. Yeah, interesting.
Dying country.
Jeez. It's so bad that employers or employees were fired by their employer for calling police on shoplifters.
Lululemon did this
in Atlanta.
Yeah. Watch this.
No, seriously. Get out.
Two Georgia women say they were fired from their jobs at Lululemon after calling police to report this robbery, which one of them caught on camera.
No, you can.
Jennifer Ferguson and Rachel Rogers describing to NBC affiliate 11 Alive Atlanta the horrifying moments the merchandise at the Peachtree Corner store was stolen.
To do it.
The women say they were fired from their jobs after they decided to call the police about the shoplifting, something they say they were told is against company policy. So what are they supposed to do instead?
You kind of clear a path for whatever they're going to do, and then after it's over, you scan a QR code.
Oh my God.
We are just an absurd nation. I mean, are you for real?
Wow.
Are you for real? What is that? Well, you scan a QR code after you clear the path. You got to get the right order.
Wow. And now we've cleared a path for this racist black woman. She'd probably be upset by the white women at that store because they called police. Here, check this out.
Oh, this is enraging.
This is what we're up against
It's
right
truly
now.
amazing to me how fast the narrative changes. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. White women are one of the most dangerous groups in the United States and abroad. At this point, we've pretty much all seen the video of the city bike incident between the black guy and the white woman. The black guy claimed that he bought the bike. The white woman claimed that she bought the bike. It was a tug-of-war match. But notice how white people were laying in wait for some little nugget of information that was going to absolve this white woman and take accountability for the harm
And by the way,
that she put these
she was
boys in.
absolved.
Whiteness is a cult, and they will always come to the defense of their cult members. This evidence that people are now getting on here to push to say that this white woman is innocent actually doesn't prove anything at all. But it does prove the lengths that some of y'all will go to protect white women.
Like the
It's
truth.
wild to me how people still see black people as one of the most violent groups. when actually the most violent among us has the inability to hold their community members accountable for the ways in which they harm other people.
Oh,
you know who you are.
No, you are. Whiteness is a cult. That's what she wants us to.
Can you imagine a white person saying that about blacks?
Whiteness
yeah, just reverse everything she said.
a cult.
And what would happen? That would be everywhere. Everywhere.
I thought you'd enjoy that one. How's that blood pressure doing, gentlemen?
Man.
There's plenty videos out there similar to this that you reverse it.
Plenty.
Plenty. And all hell breaks
And it's not just words.
No, that's right.
No, it is not.
It's a lot of physical violence in this nation.
No, not by white women.
Yeah, they're the most dangerous
Thank you.
people among us.
I mean,
we just learned that
terrorists.
from that.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome chick.
So white women running rampant over this country, causing all manner of violence. It's just ugly. It really is.
An army of Karens out there.
Oh my gosh! All right, we got overtime coming up, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.